Everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. This is Way Through News meteorologist Brian Good. Gloomy start today and rainy one at that, but things are starting to improve. We're getting some sunshine now outside, and we'll see more of that off and on throughout the afternoon, and that'll get temperatures back closer to what would be tolerable, I guess. It's a little chilly out there this morning. It'll warm up somewhat this afternoon, but no 80s today, unlike yesterday. All right, as we always do, we start off with our outlooks. A marginal risk for severe weather today is the only thing really on the map, and it's for the Gulf states and for portions of the Carolinas. As we have throughout the day tomorrow, we're resetting ourselves for our next weather maker, and a marginal risk so far for the front range of the Rockies, and then its system for overall has better instability into Texas, and that's only through the next 3 days. After that, the models really have a tough time figuring out the placement of all the features on the map, so let alone the idea of whether or not there'll be severe weather or not, so a little iffy beyond day 3. All right, so let's talk about today. Here are the rain accumulations that we've had around the area. This is the map showing the past 24 hours, give you some idea of some of the totals we've had around portions of Marion County. We've had inch and a third there, in some cases close to 3 inches, depending on where you are in Marion County. Again, these are radar estimates, not everybody's seeing the same amount in your area. Portions of Hart County, about 1 1/3 inches. Edge into Bullitt County, a little more than 8/10. Jefferson County, more than 6/10 of an inch. And then once you get into Indiana, say Crawford County, maybe about a 1/2 inch at some locations, and all the way up to Jackson, about maybe 1/3 of an inch. But again, radar estimates are over 1 to 2 inches in this area, but we've had many reports more on the line of 3 to 3.5 inches in our southern counties, and that's why we have flood warnings in effect. And no flood watches, but flood warnings now continue for a good chunk of this area as we continue to have several rivers out of their banks. So be careful. Several roads are closed to our south as well. Now, as far as the radar trends so far, we're easing off the rain here, which is good. We're seeing all the energy now move into eastern Kentucky and fade away. That is allowing the rain to really shrink rapidly here the past hour, in fact. But notice the temperatures in spots. You got 64 in Jasper, 62 in Bedford, not far from 60 in Louisville, and lower 50s to the east. Reason why for the 60s, we've had some sun breaks that have been developing right as the rain ends, including right within the metro itself. We've had some sun breaking through now, and that is allowing us to jump up close to 60. Those winds gusty at times, but it's a cold wind today, so that sun's going to have a fight to try to counterbalance that cold northeast flow. You see out to the west here, not much to talk about, fairly quiet. This is our weather for tonight. A broken sky cover, it looks like tonight. Temperatures on the cool side into the 40s. Our next weather maker sitting right there, waiting for us, and looks to arrive later on for tomorrow. All right, because of the rainfall we have had in the area, here's an update to the Ohio River. This is the upper gauge, McAlpin. Upper gauge, mainly affecting the waterfront park area. It is now forecast to go above flood stage by the time we head into Thunder over Louisville. Not by much, but enough that where it'll be noticeable for the Great Lawn, and many areas, including River Road, may see some closures once again take place. So that's going to impact parking and standing and the vendors. Horrible timing on this. Very reminiscent in the way of 2011, the way this is looking. The McAlpin on the lower gauge is also forecast to hit flood stage, if not a little bit above that. That could impact the casino hotel coming up for this weekend. We'll keep an eye on what the Horseshoe Casino is saying about this, let you know if there's any adjustments there to their plans. But again, it's all their decision based on what happens with the main road that leads into the casino itself on Highway 111. All right, for the Rolling Fork in Boston, forecast to rise above flood stage by Friday at 39 feet, well above flood stage, in fact, and then it'll fall over the weekend. As we look ahead here, we're going to get rid of the rainfall, as we already see now on the radar. We'll see a broken sky tonight, but again, another wave of showers possible tomorrow, maybe rumble thunder. Depending on the coverage of the rain determines our highs. If it's too widespread, it'll be just like today. We'll be lucky if we get into the 60s. But I'm going to be optimistic and say we have enough chance to get some breaks to get us into the 60s, and then we'll see a break very early Thursday morning, probably after midnight, in fact, Wednesday night, early Thursday, before, as you see there, our next system already developing. Early Thursday, that'll send a wave of showers and thunderstorms right over us by late morning and midday on Thursday. Here's the overall pattern. If you look at this, you can kind of see how the jet is taking shape as we head through the next 10 days. And overall, you see these dips taking place, but also notice the troughs that have been developing across portions of Canada. You see that low that's trying to set up here. And it's a big debate. Are we going to see a big cutoff low develop? That's a cool low that'll bring some cooler air in. But at the same time, you also see energy sneaking in from California, getting thrown at us. So it's a very active subtropical jet. It's a northern branch, though, that is leading to more of the headaches because it is trying to add in some cooler air into the regime, and it's also bringing a reminiscent pattern of what we just went through this winter with the cool shots and fast-moving systems. And as far as super weather goes, you just got to take these one at a time, because with this kind of a setup here, it allows for the features to have major timing issues in the models, and we're seeing that already just for this weekend for Thunder over Louisville. Huge spreads on the intensity of the trough to the timing of when the rain would move in. When does it leave here? There's a lot of debate on the models for longer range because of this weather pattern we're entering here in the Northern Hemisphere. So urge some caution here looking at the model data. Expect lots of changes in the extended forecast, even within our own 7-day. As we get a better handle on this, we're going to have to take this slowly. You saw what happened even this morning. The rain took a lot longer to get out of here than expected because these systems, the way they're moving with that much support right now, can throw the models for a loop there. All right, having said all that on my soapbox, here is the latest look at Thunder. This is the GFS for Thunder afternoon. It is getting away from the cutoff low scenario, which is good. We did not want that to begin with, but it is leaning more toward the idea of a progressive front that would move through, which is what the Canadian and the Euro did show yesterday. This would bring a line of showers and thunderstorms in here by midday, early afternoon, and hopefully clearing out in time for fireworks. But it'll be a warm flow. I mean, we'll get into the 70s, it looks like, before the thunderstorms roll in here, but lower 70s is what I'm talking about. But it doesn't look completely dry, and it does look like sealing would be an issue for the air show if you look at the GFS. The Canadian just came in. Well, it has changed its tune. It is now suppressing this system altogether, and it takes the front that is going to move across the northern tier, and very progressive with it, moves it rapidly to the east. Very little reaction to that early Saturday morning, and it moves quickly out, and not much rain with that at all. In fact, a cool northerly flow for Thunder over Louisville, with temperatures still warm because of the sunshine breaking through into the 70s, but a north wind, so that would mean that the Kentucky side would get all the smoke if the Canadian's right. But you see, just one day's difference, the Canadian completely changed its tune. That's what I'm talking about. There's going to be major changes here in the Thunder forecast, so don't adjust your plans just yet. The only thing I would plan for is a swollen Ohio River. Keep that in mind for your spot you want to pick out, traffic, parking, all that stuff when it comes to flooding. Just keep that in mind. When it comes to the weather right now, just know there is going to be a chance of rain, so have a plan. If you get a poncho, whatever it is you got to wear, protect yourself from the rainfall, plan for that. Plan for temperatures. Right now, I would say the coolest would be low to mid-60s if we stay cloudy and raining. If we get sunshine, low to mid-70s. So plan for both of those when it comes to temperature. So kind of get these thoughts in your mind right now for planning out Thunder. The rain is going to be by far the biggest question we have to answer. And right now, as you see, we just don't have enough data yet to have high confidence on the timing effects for Saturday. And it's only Tuesday, so we got plenty of time to fine-tune that. Just be patient with us, and we'll keep an eye on it and hopefully have more agreement coming up very soon, but there is at least a chance of rain. After that, several more storm systems line up all the way through the rest of April. It's going to be active for the month, and the way it's looking now, we're about to approach the third wettest April in history for Louisville, and the long-term shows a very wet pattern, so we're likely going to have the wettest April on record with these forecast rain totals through the end of the month there. All right, guys, that's it for right now. Be careful out there with those flooded roads to the south. Enjoy the little bit of sunshine we get, and we'll have more today beginning on Way 3 News at 5.